in front of a keyboard.
Yeah. It's weird that way.
We are live.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Wait, I was dead?
What?
I know, right?
No one tells me these things.
Yeah, chat.
What?
Well, no, we're not live. We haven't started the podcast yet. That this can hear us on the, if anyone's listening.
Oh,
on the feed.
okay. Well, geez. Scare me like that. I thought I was dead.
No. I mean, at that point, it would be warn a bitch.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the warning.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome. Going live in now.
We were live 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's
1 second.
What?
that up.
Let us know when you can see us and hear us. And if you saw me flipping off Tetsumi because he was being a dork.
All right. Here we go.
Excellent. All right.
The Lady of Shalott can see us.
You didn't put the chat link in the thing. Is it a different window?
It's the AIE
Discord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then just go down to podcast.
AIE content creators, AIE podcast.
So many.
I know, it's
So
changing.
many rules.
That's why
The times have
if you're in the
changed.
AIE Discord, you can click on it. It'll take you
I
to
am.
the channel.
I am.
Yep.
Do 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 do.
Oh, and
All
McCullough is
right.
leading this monkey show. All right.
Am I really?
You
No one
lost
told me
coin
that.
toss.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
See
I
you see
assigned
us. All right.
I assigned these tasks. God damn it. Okay.
We are
Go
language.
Yeah, live, dude.
We're not. This is not going to be on the podcast.
It's on the video.
Hey, can someone address the fact that Tet just said language?
Cool language.
Oh, wait. Never mind. He is Captain America, and I
mean,
am
I've-
not.
I mean, I've got
Language!
socks, so, you know.
Yeah.
All right.
I have the cosplay. All
Yeah,
right.
you do.
Going live in 5, 4. So is your wife. 3,
Ooh.
2, 1. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
It's time to get those alts geared before the next expansion.
All the alts and all the games.
I was just saying,
Which game am I
which
talking
one?
about? All
Yeah.
the games.
Crow and witches and pumpkins. Oh, my.
Merry All Saints Wake to you, and you, and you.
The shadow of the Mad King is upon us.
And we have a truly awesome special guest who is here to give us some newbies guide to Guild Wars 2.
All that and more coming up now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 395 of the podcast celebrating you, the Aliyah Octa S gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. I am Akala. To my left, downstairs, and in our new seating area is Tetsumi.
New seating area. Accurate. I built this seating area.
And to my right, and 2 states over, is Mew Cow.
Greetings, Guildies, and you just dropped that and your wife too right in the beginning.
I know.
The thing is, I think multiple people in this chat are pretty much married to her, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Love you, Mrs. Mew.
Yeah.
And speaking of people that we share wives with, I'm sorry, just kidding.
Wow.
Oh, I'm teasing. Oh my gosh.
Who gave her
All right.
caffeine?
Off the rails.
Nobody. I have not had caffeine since 9 o'clock this morning. All right, so we're joined by our very special friend and guest and former co-host, Aludra,
Yay!
Yay.
who is here to give us a newbie's perspective of Guild Wars 2. Welcome, my love.
Hey, AIE, I think you're awesome.
Yay.
Got
All
Gomez
right,
in the
so-
intro and Aludra in the talking. We love it.
I know, right?
Wasn't that
That was
Zod?
that was Zod, honey.
Zod.
Oh my god!
Zod.
I was
Wow.
confused for a second.
I know, me too. I was like, no, that's wrong, darling. That's wrong.
I was just like, wait, did you get him back in to record that? Because that's the
remember
best
that.
Zod impression I have ever heard in my life.
Right?
So now
right?
we need to have him record something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a requirement now.
Just like a hey party people or something.
Yep.
Good luck.
Right? All right. So, we'll be digging into Guild Wars 2 and news and all that in a few, but, what all have you been up to? And, Aludra, I'm going to start with you.
Medical.
Well, since the last episode I was on.
300. Episode 300, people, 95 episodes ago.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good hot minute ago. No, seriously, besides Guild Wars, which is a whole thing we'll unpack later, I have been in Disney Dreamlight Valley telling Scar to go sit on it.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, well, it's like one of the few games where you can actually kind of be a bit rude to Disney characters, but you don't because you kind of like them and you're like, I don't know that I want to be mean per se. And then Scar comes in going, oh yes, minion. And I'm like, minions. I am not a minion.
I was watching Nevermore and she was doing similar with Ursula because Ursula
Yeah.
is just all kinds she's herself. I mean, she's Ursula.
Yeah.
They're all themselves, which is great, but it's like Mother Gothel comes in and it's like, okay, I can ignore you for the most part, but Scar's like, oh yes, minion, and I'm like, pull up. We don't play that like that, okay? That's not
funny.
this game.
Right.
So yeah, basically that. Just did a box fort with Ben.
Nice.
So you can catch me if you've missed my dulcet tones and hysteria, you can catch me on Box Fort Show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. And Mew, what have you been up to, my friend?
All kinds of fun stuff. So real life stuff, I got to experience an MRI machine. Not for anything serious. They just wanted to have a look at my ankle. So I got to experience an MRI machine for the first time, and that was quite the fun experience. So I'm in there, feet first, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to give you this headset. What kind of music do you want to listen to? It's like, maybe some EDM, some Deadmau5, some Skrillex. It's like, okay, cool. He puts them on there, and it's noise canceling headphones, so everything goes quiet. And the music starts, do 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 do. Then I hear wah 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 wah.
I was gonna say, is that the MRI of the music?
Yeah, it's like it sounds like a really bad dubstep DJ suddenly. Like, what's going on? And it's louder than the noise canceling headphones and the Skrillex music in my ears. And you just hear I'm like, okay. And it's like, yeah, by the way, you're gonna be here for 45 minutes. Don't move.
Don't move at all. Because then they have to start over.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
It's not.
It wasn't that bad. It went pretty quickly. Like I said, I had the music that I could hear occasionally over the sound of the machine. And they essentially strapped my foot down. So I'm already in like one of those little strappy boot things.
Right.
So it kind of just felt like I was in the boot. Like I just stay there. I will say my butt muscles were apparently tense the entire time because I didn't realize it till I got out. It's like, oh, I was apparently clenched the entire time. That's sore now. So yeah. But yeah, no, he's it was otherwise pretty quick. It's I'm glad I was feet first. I'm sure it would be even more fun if you went head first in there, which I've heard people are familiar with.
Yeah. Yes. Elena Shalat just said that they have done that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can only imagine that they would, because it was like I said, it was like noise canceling headphones and EDM Skrillex Deadmau5 music in my ears. And that was being overpowered. Like that just
Wow.
yeah.
Well, when you're in it head first, you kind of, I can't imagine EDM would ever cover that. It's very loud and it's a little random.
Yeah. No, it was an interesting experience, and I also learned that their ceiling tires were not symmetrical. The lights weren't set right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so that was the usual distraction stuff. But other than that, I mean, it's more of an annoyance than anything, just because they want me to wear this giant boot and strap myself down in it, and you're kind of just bump, tick, bump, tick, bump, like it's like a really bad pirate cosplay. But
Mhm.
um, but yeah, no, they just want me to keep it immobile because they don't know what's going on. They're saying like, yeah, you can tell something went wrong. We can't see why it went wrong. So let's just magnetically dissect everything going down there, and at the very least, regardless of whatever it is, it probably will get, it'll help to keep it immobile. So,
Mhm.
that's what I'm doing. And, the other difficult part of not doing things, because that's not something I can do.
Right.
So, it's having to sit still and not get up and do this and get up and do that. And which
Welcome to
I've,
my world.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm failing at that horribly, but,
It, it's really hard. It's a mental block you've got to get over.
I
But luckily,
bet.
it's not a forever thing for you.
yeah,
So you get to, you'll be better soon.
yeah.
As long as you really stick with it now, you'll get better a lot quicker.
And that's my
So,
thinking, because I've got guests coming in November, and I want to be ready, back to somewhat normal at least
Right,
when I have guests,
absolutely.
because I don't want to hobble around in that thing the entire time.
No,
But
that's not a good. That's not recipe for a fun time.
no, and it's just funny. It is, me and Mrs. Mew. So here I am, not supposed to do things, and I'm telling Mrs. Mew, you need to relax and stop stressing out about things. And we just
Have you met your wife?
well, that's the thing, is we both kind of look at each other as like, yeah, that's just us. Like, we neither of
Yeah.
us can sit still and not do things when it would behoove us to actually relax for a little bit.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
that's just our lives in a nutshell.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the struggle.
yeah. But in other fun things, I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. We'll talk more detail about that stuff, because of the Halloween event is going on right now, and that's just been a blast. And as Final Fantasy 14 just had their patch this Tuesday, so they have their Halloween event going on, and a little bit of extra stuff, including the Criterion dungeons and whatnot, which are very interesting to see people tackling those. But we can talk about more about those later as well. And just kind of watching, peeking over the fence to see what WoW's up to, because they're suddenly really busy, and
Right,
you have
right.
a whole schedule going on. And it's like, is it safe to come play yet? I don't know. It still looks kind of sketchy over there.
Yeah.
But
Looks questionable to me.
yeah. So keeping an eye on that. And yeah, just kind of watch. Like, there's just so many games that have decided, okay, here's our patches, here's our expansions. You'll hear it as we go through the news. So
Yeah.
plenty coming.
Awesome.
Everyone's decided that, summer's over. Okay, it's time to play.
Right, right.
Which is really crazy. You'd think they'd want to attract.
yeah, the
people
people
with the
on summer
summertime.
break. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, because people
but for the-
actually go outside.
That's just it. Like, for the first
Yeah.
time, like, since everything happened recently, people are going outside and actually enjoying the outside, not trapped in their houses. So that's
Right.
I understand why they didn't want to compete with that. Like, that's
Yeah.
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 makes sense.
Absolutely. All right. So, Ted, what have you been up to?
Sims 4 in real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, I was over there in another room completely. Like, the kitchen is between where I used to be and here. And so,
So you're over there. Okay.
yeah, now we set up 2 new desks.
Sounds different too.
Yeah. Well, the problem is
It's a higher ceiling.
It's a higher
Okay.
ceiling, so
It's a higher ceiling, but a more not really an enclosed room, but where the desk.
yeah,
is
I
a
don't
little
have the
more
back.
enclosed.
The back of it is the wall is like 3 feet that way. So I'm getting.
What are you gonna do with all that extra kitchen room?
We're
Oh,
not.
there's a big couch coming. There's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the
like I
family
said,
room.
we've been playing Sims 4 in real life. There's a china cabinet now right there. There's a huge couch going over there. Yeah, Heather's McCullough's desk that she used to have down here for her computer, non-work computer, now is upstairs in the office next to her.
Yeah, 'cause-
over that
Yeah,
Right,
your angle
right.
looks different too.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see a door. I didn't know there was a door there.
Yeah, we flipped the laptop and the monitor so you're not looking at the wall for her. And we took my desk apart that was down here and that's now upstairs. So, yeah, it's been a lot of stuff. But I have been doing So that's Sims 4 in real life. I've been doing a lot of the game content. SOTOR dropped patch 7.11, which we'll talk about. And so they've got a new seasonal Galactic Seasons that just started on Thursday because they had to delay it a couple days with the patch because it didn't start out right. So, but that's kind of fun. It's all built around gambling and catching people cheating at gambling. So you get to go to various casinos around the galaxy and various planets and have fun. And everything is gambling themed or game themed. So it's fun. I have been doing, I think I'm caught up in Final Fantasy 14 as much as you can ever be caught up in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard a patch just dropped, so no, you're not.
No, that's what I mean. I've caught up on that. I just don't have the backlog of stuff from every other patch done. So I got my Manderville weapon, the version 1 of the weapon. I thought it was an interesting choice that my
watch thought I was working out. Sorry.
Apparently.
8 feet of hiking. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if they thought the acquisition was too easy in the previous weapons, but like this time it was 1,500 of the, not the first tier, but the second tier tomestones to unlock it. So because you have to buy ore off one of Rowanna's vendors, and they're 500.
We're always. Yeah, she's always involved. I don't know what it is with that woman.
Yeah, there's 400. There's 500 of each, and then once you do that, you complete the quest and unlock the weapon. And then for every subsequent weapon you want for the other 19 jobs? No, 23 jobs. Good Lord! If you want the weapons for those, it's 1,500. 1,500.
I can see why, because it kind of felt like this so far up till now. There's not been as much need for that middle tier of tomestones.
Right.
So it's probably just that they're just trying to pull that because like poetics are actually in highly sought after right now.
Yeah. I need 4,500 poetics
stuff.
because I'm still doing is it the Heaven's Ward weapon? The one I've taken it through like 6 stages and they still want more.
Yeah.
So,
it's always yeah.
Yeah. So I've been working on that. So that's where because I bought, that's where all my poetics are going now, to that previous weapon. The middle tier is going to the current weapon, and then the new tier is going towards the armor. So,
yep.
And then I've been, I have all but 2 of the Heaven's Ward tribal quests done. Everything past that, so Stormblood and Endwalker. Of course, Endwalker just launched the new Gathering tribal quest, so I've got that working now. So I'm doing that, 2 Heaven's Ward quests, and I've got 2 left in ARR to finish up. So I've been working on those, and then
You're not even a Savage Raider either, so
no.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, and then ESO, I've been doing the daily writ quests and just finding a zone and going, all right, we're going to complete this, and just tearing through and
going through.
Yeah, finding all the dungeons, completing all the achievements, just go through. So it's keeping me busy doing it, but it's fun. Oh, and the island. I joined the Poking Paradise Island Discord just I wanted you have to make like 17,000 calories in a week, and if you just follow the safe, the easy guide, you only end up with like 9,000 to 10,000. So you really have to go for it for a week. And then I'm like, well, this isn't that bad, so we'll see. So yeah, I think I've been making 26,000 calories a week now with that.
Wow.
Yeah. And they also have the rare alert. So you tell it what rares you're looking for, and the Discord will ping you and say, hey, it's cloudy, it's 3 a.m., this rare should be up, and where it is. So
I'm not quite at that point yet. I'm still doing it organically, but eventually I'll get to the point where, you know what, now I want to get everything, and then I'll
Yeah.
get
Well, I
timers
just
and
have two
alerts.
left. I have Twinkle Fleece, which is the small net, and then Grobu, which is the big net. And it's just like every time they're up, I get like 10. Mob didn't notice you. Try again. Mob didn't notice you. Try again. Mob noticed you. Flee. Like
Yeah.
Right.
So. Yep.
Knows.
But that's what I've
Awesome.
been up to in game. Makala, how are the dice rolling for you?
Pretty good. By the way, though, that couch we're getting is not blue velvet. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
Mm.
Okay, just kidding. Good. I mean, pretty good. Today in Star Wars, we continued exploring a crashed New Republic vessel, but we know that there was a captured Imperial geneticist who was working on that ship because it was my character's mother. And we definitely was attacked by a creature that was heavily modified, genetically modified. And because my force sensitive kiddo has psychometry, she was able to actually see the experiments, find out that there were multiple others. And the interesting thing, of course, is it's a chimera. It has, some different parts from different creatures. And we know that the Empire is split into two different factions, the Chimera and the Leviathan, and we believe the Chimera is actually headed by one Grand Admiral Thrawn. So, that was kind of fun putting both my friend Angela's character's history into things because they are Chiss, and my character with the genetic, the crazy Imperial mother into it. And now I'm thinking that my family's working for that side of the faction. So that's how those dice are going. Call of Cthulhu, really great. It's 1930. I mean, nothing really great happens in 1930. But we are kind of tracking down this mystery about this town that we're in, where the children keep mysteriously dying of farm accidents. And even though the town is in a very barren area, they seem to be a breadbasket. Stuff grows there. So we think the founder of the town may have made a deal with a creature to for them to be prosperous. But we have about one session left of that storyline till we go to the next part. It's a 6-part storyline. It's a published storyline called A Time to Harvest. And we are all playing students at students and or faculty and or members of Miskatonic University.
I'm sure it's a demonic wheelbarrow with a squeaky wheel. That's
Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. So yeah, having a good time. Rolling dice, taking notes. That's what I do.
Cool.
Yep. Besides that, working a lot. And it is October, so that means that Bestie and I did a haunted overnight this week up to a town called Jerome. We did a 2-hour ghost tour, and the one that we picked takes you to like places that you can't get anywhere else. Like it's an old abandoned high school. They take you there. The cemetery, which is locked. They take you there. And it does about 5 or 6 different locations. But our guide's like, we're going to start with these 2 because you want more time there. We spent an hour in each place. And we had a lot of activity through the EVPs and the ghost box and all of it. It was really cool, really fascinating. I mean, I love spooky stuff. I love taking ghost tours, whatever city I'm in. I've never had one this active. And then we were staying at it's a newer hotel, but it's in a building built in 1899. And like on their website, they're like, "Oh, we don't, because they have one of the rooms is called Ghosts and Goblins." They're like, "Oh, the name? Yeah, we think that's just a name." So like they make a point to say they're not haunted, but then you get there and the Wi-Fi password is haunted 309, which of course the building is 309. So like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But no, had it really good time. Besides that, working a lot, going crazy.
And helping with The Sims 4.
I'm sorry?
And helping with The Sims 4 in real life.
Yes, and working on with Sims 4 in real life. When you've had furniture in a place for a long time, it has dust on that wall.
Yeah.
Yup.
A lot of dust on that wall. All right. Well, that's what we've been up to in real life, in game life, in real life Sims 4. We're going to be chatting with Aludra in just a few minutes about Guild Wars 2 and find out her unique perspective. But first, let's cover this week's news.
AIE News.
In streaming and guild podcast news, hey, I think we're on a guild podcast.
Hey, we are.
Very meta of us. Making Salt and Sacrifice, an interview with Ska Studios and the new overlords behind the games podcast. Ska Studios has been ahead of the curve making stylish indie games for many years now. They talk with the studio core, James Silva and Shane Lynch, about their latest Souls-like game. Oh, that means it's going to be hard and
Yep.
torturous and why do you hate yourself? Why are you okay? Salt and Sacrifice. That's a fitting game.
Salty and sacrificial.
Yeah. They're going to find out how it's made, how they got to this point of wanting to torture their poor players, and what might be next for gaming like this. Then
They spent 10 minutes on Twitter interacting with the community.
Oh, neat.
That's all they need.
That's torture.
Mm-hmm.
Over in SWTOR Escape Podcast 443, the 411 on 711. 7.1.1 has arrived along with Galactic Season 3. They took a first look at the update and new season.
Excellent. All right, so Lidra, you referred to the fact that you are currently doing a podcast with our good friend Ben Bumhofer.
It's really hard to say his last name.
I have it in my phone as Ben Bummy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I was like,
there's a reason why he was Ben the Mage for a long time.
I know, right?
Time.
So just give us a brief, what is your podcast? What are you two currently up to in the virtual space?
Oh, that's pretty much what it is. It's us talking about what we're up to in the virtual space. What games we're playing, what shows we're watching, what books we're reading. Nothing's really off limits. It's just two friends hanging out and trying to share things and discuss. A big talking point is we were both watching the show Ghosts, but then I found that there's a British version.
There's two Yes.
Yeah.
And the British version is, in my opinion, far superior.
I like both, but and I watched the American first, and I'm like, oh, the British, oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's really good. There's things like chemistry between the main couple that's better. The British versions of the ghosts, I feel like they're more active and part of the story, and you really get the feeling that they've built their own family in the British version, while in the American version, it's, hi, we're here to add to the plot. Okay, we're done. And for some reason, they film Allison in the American version as if she's a Disney princess.
Right.
I'm not sure, but when they make crude jokes, it just doesn't work on the same level. So we discussed that and, where to find it. And just
I enjoy both. Stuff. I really do enjoy both.
Yeah, they're both very enjoyable. Like the American Ghosts, very cool. I like the native ghosts. I like the jazz singer and such. But you can't have those in Britain.
Exactly.
So,
and I think they translated the American, the same templates or the same archetypes, but made them culturally appropriate to the location.
Yes, definitely. So it's a lot of fun seeing the differences. But I don't know. I'm a little more partial to the British version, especially as they had a Ghost Hunter episode.
Oh, I haven't gotten to that one yet.
It's pretty early on in the first season.
Oh no, I know you're right. I have. Yeah, I brain gone.
Yeah,
mine.
Yeah, but it's so fun watching the ghosts try to get their attention and such, and the shenanigans that ensue there. So, yeah, we just talk about whatever. He likes to bring up Lego and such.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Me either.
Awesome. All right. And other podcast news. Dungeon Fighter 2nd Edition, Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, Pathfinder in D&D 5e. Oh gosh, please no. Sorry, that's D&D 3.5 people. Swords and this is all on Swords and Boards. Boards and Swords. I always reverse that. 204. Which of course is boardsandswords.com. Paizo is making an adventure for D&D. You got your Clone Wars in My Pandemic. Well, yeah. Plus, they now have more Spelljammer to talk about, and Chris wrote a campaign for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy. Excellent. All right. And in the Gaming Persona podcast, Education and Video Games, featuring ESA President Stanley Pierre-Louis. This was on October 17th, 2022. It's Season 3, Episode 2. Links are in the show notes. This week, Dr. Gamology and bring the president and CEO of Entertainment Software Association, Stanley Pierre-Louis. Topics include how video games support varied learning styles, which game titles assist with learning and other important experiences, and how our hard/soft skills are used to solve complicated puzzles in rapid ways while gaming.
Yeah,
And that, of course, is found at I'm sorry?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say that's going to be found at drgamology.com/podcast.
Yeah. No, I was going to say that sounds really interesting. That's definitely one I want to listen to.
Absolutely.
And in Fleet Action Report, episode 119, Spooktacular. It's a spectacular episode on Fleet Action Report. Spectres have returned, and it's up to Nikitas and Griebach to stop them. They're highlighting the new event patrols and TFO. And in Working Class Nerds, episode 172, the in Cameri. Speaking of which, this is also a not safe for work podcast. Nick is at a bachelor party. Marcus and Atrax have the Pineapple King Cameri on the show to talk about the big name change and talk gaming news. Yes, plenty of trolling was included in the great conversation. And they can be found at twitch.tv/Chimeri. Sorry.
Now, over into gaming news, Nomads in particular. New World. The Brimstone Sands release is live and pretty well received. There's a handful of people logging in to check it out. If you haven't logged in the last 8 months, you will have been moved off of the AIE Valhalla server and may need to request they move you back. This is part of their effort to reduce server queues and balance populations and basically punish people for not playing.
Yeah.
But, you didn't hear that from me.
No. All right. And in World of Warcraft news, there's an XP boost happening now. So time to level your alt before the new expansion, of course. Phase 1 of the pre-patch is October 25th, which will bring system changes such as new talent trees and new race/class combos. Phase 2 is November 15th and will bring the new
Drakthir.
I'm sorry?
Drakthir.
Drakthir, thank you. Evoker race/class combo with their new starting zone, as well as new dungeons and Primal Storm events. Just a heads up from Kenny, the last new braid of the year due to the holidays and the expansion will be November 19th. New braid will resume on January 7th, 2023. Then Kenny is looking forward to floor tanking a new raid for you in the new year.
And over in WoW WoW Classic, 10 for Wrath. Akella's Wrath has its first 10-man raid Saturday night. That was last night at 10 server time. They're planning on Obsidian Sanctum with no Drakes and then moving on to Nax. And late breaking news, the update. They downed Sarth in Obsidian's Sanctum with no issues, rolled into Nax, cleared the Spider Wing, the Undead Wing, and got 3 of 4 down in the Construct Wing. Tonight is the last boss in the Construct Wing and then the Military Quarter. Gear was acquired and fun was had. Yeah, if they did Sarth... So they did Sarth with no Drakes. That's fun. I remember doing those.
It was yesteryear. Mm-hmm. Over in SWOTOR, 7.1.1 is here, and it brought class balance changes that everyone's still trying out. And Galactic Season 3, which brings daily and weekly quests for fun and rewards. Tets mentioned it earlier. How is it going over? Because this is pretty sparse. I'm wondering, is it going over badly, or is everyone just too busy playing it to tell us?
No, it's been well received. SEMA usually drops the notes, but I think
busy playing.
Busy with behind the scenes podcast. Max and SEMA have been doing a lot to do that, so I'm sure it was just a brief update because there was no story beat. Other than the Galactic season, and the balance patch was just tuning some classes and stuff like that. So Again, that's why it's 7.1.1 and not 7.1 or 7.2. It's a
Right,
minor
right.
patch. But no, the Galactic Seasons is fun. It's if you like Galactic Seasons 1 and 2, the only heads up I'd give you is you do have to make it through all 100 levels of the Galactic Season and complete the reputation to their version of Exalted. I forget what it's called. During the season to get the achievement and the rewards attached with it. If you didn't get the reputation completed in season 2, you can pull out the companion, and with the companion out, the rep tokens will still drop off mobs for that you can still turn in, but the achievement's gone. So if you just have that, I need to complete this because it's an empty bar sitting in my reputation tab, you can still complete it. It's just going to be a lot slower than that. But season 3 is up and it's fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Pooh. All right, in ESO news, a cool thing the guild has been doing. They've been running around killing bosses and collecting crow feathers for the Witches Festival. The first Tales of Tribute tournament has ended after 6 weeks of exciting matches. Over 2 million in gold has been paid out to the players. The tournament ended with DP Roberts and Kenny tied for first, followed by New Type, Red Stick, Malachi, and Bashira, Tetsumi, and Dark Light Wolf.
Yep. I came in a solid 7th out of 8th. I'm happy.
Good job, Boo. Good job. All right. Things planned or coming up for the guild. BC has decorated their primary residence for the fall season and stashed pumpkins throughout for a fall-themed pumpkin hunt. Yeah! The 10 guild members with the closest guess to how many pumpkins he's hidden will win a Halloween-themed prize and gold. In order to join the hunt, visit BC's primary residence and try to count all the pumpkins you manage to find, and then send Discord DM to BC with your guess prior or no later than October 31st. For more information, check the ESO channel in Discord. And in game news for ESO, the Witches Festival is running until Wednesday, November 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. There's a 100% XP buff from using the Crow Collar tool that stacks with experience scrolls. You can earn event tickets and loot boxes to earn style pages, motifs, and pet fragments.
No, not pet fragments. We want the whole.
I'm like,
I want the whole
do you
pet.
know what I thought of? Yeah, I thought of like a pet and a bomb, and I'm like, I don't like this game.
No, exactly.
I don't like this game.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I want the whole pet.
Exactly.
Unless it's like a little skeleton pet, then it makes sense because you're collecting the tailbone and the leg bone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That little weird pinky bone.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. All right. And in Final Fantasy XIV news, Level 90 Map Night continues every Saturday at 9:30 Eastern. They also have Retro Map Nights, which we'll talk about in a little bit, happening every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Final Fantasy XIV's All Saints Wake is ongoing. Come check out one of Final Fantasy XIV's best events following the ongoing story of the Phantom Troop and the Night of Devilry. Can you prevent their dastardly plan and make the All Saints Wake merry for both man and void sent alike? You'll need to be level 15, but it is available in the free trial if you just want to check it out.
And free trial?
There's a free trial? Really? I haven't heard about this.
God.
Tell us more in meat form, please.
No, we're not going there. All right.
Too late.
Okay.
Yeah. Sunday, November 6th at 4 p.m. Eastern, the Final Fantasy XIV Retro Treasure Map group will be running Shadowbringers treasure maps. Anyone who's level 80 and has access to all the Shadowbringers zones is welcome to join. Sasha Moshraka, or Elena of Shalat, can be contacted in either Discord or in-game if you have questions. Butter up your lovely branch so that the RNG will be in our favor as we scour the dungeons and shifting oubliettes of Gaha in search of Gil and Glam. I can never pronounce their...
Yeah.
Just go.
Exactly.
Into the microphone. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to upset your lovely branch.
Nope.
No, I do it all the time, even in the lovely branch.
Oh. Alrighty. Over in the science fiction areas, STO, both fleets are moving along on their holdings. KDF, the Klingon Defense Force, has just unlocked the transwarp gate at the starbase. Fun nights are Thursdays at 11 p.m. Eastern. Also, as we said above, Fleet Action Report had a lot of fun with the Fleet Week special event and their special stream. They want to thank AIE for helping make it successful. This Monday's episode, they are entering the workshop and helping R. Murray put together a fire at will build. Poor Will, they're always firing.
I know.
Exactly. And
I agree.
yes. And Ludra, are you still backing up in STO? Or was that Eve?
That was actually Star Trek Online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I fly backwards in Star Trek.
Yes.
I didn't play that other game.
Oh, that's right. All right.
Yes.
All right, back into the realm of fantasy. Shadow of the Mad King. The Halloween event is now running from October 18th to November 8th, and it's definitely after the 18th now. This drops some excellent exotic stat and sellable gear, which it's actually really cool. It's kind of like embers and on fire, and yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. The WVW Alliance test has been extended for a week because of the beta chest achievement, 5 captures or defenses, was bugged. And we all know how much that sucks.
Absolutely.
As always, AIE Zyphos is there to help if you want to see why Guild Wars 2 has thrived for a decade. MFN is on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Dungeons and More Nights is the second Friday of each month. Still looking for materials for the Guild Hall? See at Jedi for details. The WVW beta has not been extended, but the achievement is still there. Not sure if it's active now, or you have to wait until the next beta.
Yep.
So, go in, let us know, and have fun.
Excellent.
And interestingly enough, I actually have been experimenting with the World v. World stuff.
Really?
Yes, because well, there's a couple of reasons. But the first reason is so when you log into Guild Wars 2 every day, there's a daily stuff to do thing, and they want you to do 3 of them, and then you get the daily reward. But there's 3 sections. There's PvE, PvP, and World v. World.
Now, you don't have to pick one from each section.
Yeah, it could be 3 from anything in there. So I had been doing everything in the PvE section because that's what I usually play. But the third one of those is usually pretty difficult or tedious, one of the two.
Right.
So I've been watching some videos and like, you really should look at the World v. World because like that stuff is actually pretty easy. And so the thing is World v. World, yes, it's technically PvP, but it's like PvPPE. Like there's stuff otherwise going on. Like yes, when you're out in the world,
education?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, no.
I know.
There's a lot of running around in the beginning because you don't have mounts when you first start out. But yeah, so you're in these world maps. And yes, technically, it's kind of like WoW's what do they call that mode? The mode you switch and then you're out in the world and you can PvP each other.
Right. Yeah.
I forget what that's called. But essentially, that's what it is you're out on a map, but it's like a PvE map. It just happens that people that are on the opposite factions can kill you if they see you. But typically, you do it in a big Zerg, just like the WoW thing was, and you just go and capture something, and that's usually enough for whatever the daily is. So yeah, it's really easy just to run around. You capture like you kill like a flag bearer and take over his spot, and then your flag bearer pops up. You go to a fort or a camp or a tower or whatever. You take it over. There's siege weapons that you put in place to break down walls and gates and stuff like that. And it's especially if you're in a Zerg group, which we've learned Zerging is how you do things in this game apparently. Then it's a whole lot more fun.
Yeah, it is.
We learned that the other night. We joined the Halloween Zerg. So there is a Mad King has a labyrinth. And but I don't know. Are we saving? Should we save some of this for the actual?
Save it for later.
We have one more game news. Okay. Let me get you Lord of the Rings Online real quick, and then we can then get into it. Exactly. All right. And for our preview, we will be talking about Guild Wars 2 tonight, however, Lord of the Rings Online needs to come here first. All right. This week we saw the first look at Before the Shadow expansion on Bull Roarer. Some of us are testing stuff on Bull Roarer to avoid. That's hard to say, really.
It is.
To
Bull
avoid
Roarer.
Bull Roarer. To
Roar.
avoid any spoilers that the new expansion might bring. For the Shadows is open. It's expected to go live on November 8th. My God, November's gonna be busy.
Yep.
It is.
Yes. Harvest Math is live right now. Go check out the Haunted Burrow at the Party Tree. Lastly,
Tree.
don't Don't
Tree.
forget to use the coupon code FreeQuests2022 by the end of October for some free content. All right, Alundra, Mew, are you ready to talk about Guild Wars 2? Because that is what we're here for.
Is that what we're here for?
Yes.
A little bit.
All right, guys,
okay.
what's going on with Guild Wars 2, and what's it like to be a newbie in that game?
Yeah, so
So
that's
the
all
newbie
you.
experience is actually pretty cool. Every time you start a new character, you have a brief prologue to get you introduced in the story. And the story you're going to be playing is a story you picked during character creation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, my biggest regret is like, I never got my sister's body after she was killed in action. Or I didn't join the circus. Or the third one that I didn't even consider.
Oh, my parents are dead.
Oh, yeah, my parents are dead. And
Right.
so
Which,
it's like,
one of
God,
these
it's
does
a
not match the
TNG?
other.
yeah.
Well, that's the funny thing is like you've got like, oh, I never found my dead sister. Oh, my parents are dead. Oh, I didn't join the circus.
Yeah.
You're like,
What?
it was actually
One
pretty
of these things is not
Yes.
like the other.
like there's a meme picture of the two dragon heads looking at the third one that's kind of like
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm an orphan and I never knew a thing about my parents. My sister died. You know, I had this chance to join the circus, but I didn't, so that happened.
Oh my God! It's like the someone trying to be relevant and they're
Yeah.
just not.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's the greatest hardship you ever faced. You were too scared
I'm
to
so sorry.
public speak. Okay, honey. So yeah, yeah,
it's
but
a detriment.
it really is. It's a stumbling block, you know,
Yeah,
your whole
totally.
life. And your early game experience will matter based on the circus.
That's
So-
funny. That's funny.
Even though these things seem like really, really important, they are until they aren't. They get resolved fairly easy. And
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like now you're out in the world and you get to join one of three bigger factions. It's either you get to be Indiana Jones and explore tombs, or as Mew puts it, be a nerd, or you can or you
Yeah.
can
Join the
join
nerd
the
faction.
army, yeah,
Yeah.
and be all you can be, or you can be a spy. So I'm really excited. It doesn't matter what class you're playing.
Uh-huh.
You can choose any of those. And right now I'm at that choice for one of my new level 80 class, and I'm sitting there agonizing over what to
Yeah.
pick. It's like it because then everybody from that point on who's in the same little sub faction, they all get the same story. So
Right.
your friends will be
Yeah.
able to pick up with you.
Yeah.
There's an adventuring log that pretty much, it teaches you how to play, but if you know MMOs, it's pretty easy. You just X out, yes, I know how to move, and
Right,
it's not
of
as
course.
hand-holdy as Final Fantasy can be.
Right.
Which teaches you not only how to play Final Fantasy, but how to play an MMO all
Mhm.
together
Right,
when you start
right.
a character.
Well, and
And
to
it's
be
like-
honest, that's because people were going from Final Fantasy single player to suddenly it's an MMO. So, but then you have people that have played MMOs that are suddenly playing a Final Fantasy. So, they had to straddle the line.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, they tried. I think they just went a little too hard in Final
Yeah.
Fantasy. But this one's like, hey, you have an adventuring log, and the adventuring log's like, learn to dodge.
Mhm.
Okay, now dodge
Right.
3 attacks. Great, you get points and some money, and you get to move on. And it's really fun to check it off. And what I'm enjoying about this game is there aren't quests per se. Like, you have the main story quests. That's always up. And then you have holiday quests, and those are always up. You can
Uh-huh.
always track an achievement or something. But you get to an area, and they're like, we need help. And it's essentially, yeah, help us with our problem until my little heart fills up, and then you don't have to help us anymore. And the world can change based on what you choose and don't choose to do. The other night, me and Mew were running around. We were being very silly in the game.
Never
But we
really.
came-
Wait. Really?
Yeah, I know. It's so strange for
And
me,
it's
right?
so not you,
strange.
Aludra.
I know. It's so out of character. So, we were running around being silly and we came across a bridge that was trying to be built that was also being attacked while the builders were building it. And so he's got this cool mount. He just flies on over. I've got to go down.
Yeah, I have the raptor at full leaping, so it just leaps across this
Right,
giant
right.
chasm, and I was like, oh wait, you can't do that. She's like, no, no problem, no problem. I'll just run around.
Fun. Okay, Mew. If you're going to hang out with your little sister, you need to make sure your little sister gets to places safely.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
No, it's been a problem. It's been a big problem for
Because
us.
she brings the problems. That's the thing.
Oh,
She just walks
okay.
by and
I
gets attention.
bring the problems. Yeah.
How many
Mew
times have I
it's
heard
not-
Mew, I brought friends. Mew, I brought friends.
It's
Right.
more like help. It's again, but but I mean, come on. When you're a high level and you're escorting a low level, you gotta expect the
absolutely.
party to find you.
Absolutely.
But no, I had to go down through the gully and up through the other side. It wasn't
Right.
that difficult, but
It was kind of a pain in the bum.
But then after we had defended the builders, there was now a bridge for everybody to use in the world.
Yeah. And I'm like,
yeah.
And-
that would have been useful 5 minutes ago.
It really would have, but hey, I made it through the gully. I only brought one guy. Come on. Only one.
Only one. Yeah, this is usual 10. But yeah, no, that is one of the neat things is they actually have destructible environments. Like you can, help build or destroy or whatever it is. Like the world does change. And the heart system actually later on, some of the hearts will actually reset and you can do it again. Like because they want you
nice,
to help them
okay.
again. So they've kind of learned that it is kind of weird that I'm helping you. Okay, go away. Oh, okay.
I like to see it as
Bye.
you've healed everybody because sometimes you're healing the sick and gathering resources. Sometimes there was an attack on this little town and you've got to help them rebuild it because nobody came to defend them because they're all high levels and this is a level 15 area. But what I'm really enjoying is I didn't notice at first, but I out-leveled the areas I was in because I was exploring just the one zone.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to get everything on the map because you
Right.
get this big prize if you help all the people and look at all the vistas and do all that. So
Right.
I out leveled by 10 and 15 levels, and the game scaled me back to where it was still challenging. And now you're thinking, oh, you're scaled back. Geez, no, they scale up the XP so it still matters to you.
Oh, nice.
But they scale back your level, but
Right.
that doesn't affect your abilities at all. Not like, oh, Final Fantasy needs to learn this. I am so tired of it going, oh, I'm in a level 15 dungeon.
Yeah, they're starting to learn a little bit. They're not doing it that way. What they're doing is they're going back and saying, okay, this ability is now the high level ability of this ability. So
Yeah.
they're kind of retroactively trying to fix it a little bit. But yeah, it's kind of weird that they do it this way still. And Guild Wars 2 does it just right. And the neat thing is if you do have really good gear, if you're a well established high level player going into these level players, yes, you are level 15. But you've got good gear, so you don't feel like you've been nerfed.
Gotcha.
You
No,
still
not really.
feel like you have good gear for that level. Like you're just a very well armored level 15 suddenly. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
and something that's great is you can be low level and doing the Halloween event, which is fun, right? But I kept dying, and then I just realized, oh, I just don't have the skills because it leveled me up to 80. I just don't have all the life preservation skills and the knowledge on how to play my class super effectively yet. Where I'm not quite on that level yet. I'm a total noob. Whereas other low level players are running laps around me and reviving me. My
Although
favorite
the one person standing next to you, he was doing just as badly as you were, and he was a fully leveled person. So
Yeah, I'm playing a ranged class, but that can change in this class based on your weapon. So I've got a staff and I can stand back. But the night before all this dropped, I went all in on Duelist, which is a sword build. Now, you don't want to do that, it turns out. When a big event's happening, try out an entirely new play style where you're melee and you don't have all the dodge skills just yet.
Yeah.
But something
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for is anybody can revive anybody else in the
Oh,
game.
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mew's like, let me just help you here. Okay. And then he's like,
Back to
go
shootings.
get a staff, please, for the love of all that's holy.
Well, yeah,
I
it's-
did.
Yeah, because that's just it. It's like this game is a little punishing to the melee, honestly.
It
is.
It's
Right.
funny how we've heard this before, but yeah, because so my character is as a mechanist, which uses a longbore rifle,
Yep.
and can basically sit a football field away and still pick stuff off. And then
Right, right, so you're a
I send in a giant robot that's bigger than every character in the game, and it basically is in their face.
His
so
robot likes me.
yeah,
It stands on me a lot.
yeah, because he's uncontrollable, so he just does
Yeah.
whatever he's gonna do.
Right,
Um,
right.
But so and then I just I just see her. Poof, oh, you went down again. Poof, up, you went down again. Okay.
Yeah.
You have a ranged version. Can you switch your? Because Guild Wars 2 has weapon switching.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can switch mid-fight, like
Yes.
like
Yeah.
how you can stance in WoW or such. You can switch your weapon mid-fight. There's a cooldown to it. You have like 5 seconds before you can do it again.
Yeah.
But it's viable to sit there and stance like with
So
weapons.
it's essentially a mix of WoW and Final Fantasy 14. So yes, you're locked to your class like WoW, but you can change your weapon and it changes basically how your class works like Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
And that can also happen in the middle of fights, except for engineers. Engineers are unique. They can't switch their weapons because engineers can pull out other weapons. So you can suddenly pull out a flamethrower and just start burning everything, or you
Like
can pull
you
out you can pull out a grenade launcher, blow everything up. Like so that they don't get to switch between their two weapons. But yeah, it's like that totally changes how like a class goes. So like your that was the first one, Mesmer, you were playing?
Yeah. Yes. You
Oh,
you
I
not
love
only have
mesmers.
ranged attacks. You not only have ranged attacks, but you're big on illusions and what are you hiding? So you pop up all these copies of yourself. I can only
Nice.
3 right now. And then your special ability is you can make all the copies charge whatever your target is and explode, and then they put in debuffs or straight damage or whatever explode button you told them to do. So it's really fun, and my build's mostly right now focused on getting as many up as quickly as possible.
Right,
And
right.
then I went swords because I was like, yeah, now we'll explode them with swords, and the sword hit really hard, and my staff didn't. So, but when you buy the expansions, which are pretty cheap, the older 2 expansions that are currently available on Steam, you get a free level 80 boost. So I went ahead and I leveled up a Revenant. You get to explore the classes. You make somebody, you get them out of their little prologue tutorial, and then you can click on the item in your bag, and then you get a test. And then after the test, it can be like, okay, so do you want to do you want this one to be boosted? And so for like a week, I was going, no, not this one. No, not this one. No, not this one. But I kept coming back to the Revenant, which is a big mace or 2 swords, and you attack using the spirits. Like you're kind of like a what is it? The person who leads a seance.
Or a medium.
A medium. Your spirit medium, who's channeling all these great dead warriors. So your abilities change based upon the great warrior you're channeling, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I feel way less squishy in melee. Funny what heavy armor can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. And not to be confused with Reapers and Necromancers.
Yes,
who
which
also
are
work with the dead.
Yes.
Yeah, entirely dead.
Entirely
different
different.
dead thing. Yeah.
Yes, but what I like about Guild Wars so far is all of the classes are unique to each other, but also if you've played a World of Warcraft hunter and then you come into Guild Wars and play the hunter, yeah, they're gonna be similar, but they're also way different. So you really do feel like you're playing a separate game. So I'm really enjoying it. It's crazy. The play styles are fun. I have 3 characters, one that I haven't even touched over there. I just built her because she looked really cool.
Right, right.
Yeah, you can do some interesting styles. They've definitely gone all in on the styles. Part of it is because they do have a cash shop. That's how they make their money, because there's not a subscription. You buy the game once and you're done. but then they have all of these cosmetic outfits and weapons and other kinds of stuff you can buy. However, that is optional because the game has cosmetic stuff and you can earn stuff you can pick up, stuff you can buy with in-game gold. So that's how they make most of their money. And the other neat thing too is if you still don't want to spend the dime beyond buying the initial game, you can trade your gold for the premium currency, which is really nice. So, and once you get to level 80 and get your character established, it isn't hard to get gold. And like the Halloween event, for example, like if you just join a Zerg party, gold drops for like crazy. I want to say I got 20 gold in like an hour.
Yeah, you just walk up to a door and are like, let me in, door. And then everybody's running around the maze and you just pop in. You don't have to join any raid or anything unless you want to. And you just follow everybody around, killing everything in sight.
Yep.
And
one person will mark themselves as a commander typically.
Mm-hmm.
And you just and it shows up on the map. You'll see a little icon, and you'll see it on your mini map. You see it on your main map, and that's what it is. Everyone just zergs after the marker and just follows the marker around the map. And then that person will get tired of it. Someone else will put their marker up, and then we'll follow them around. And it's just chaos. Like it's like watching the Nuts Party from Final Fantasy 14 going after all the rare bosses.
The trains.
Yeah, the trains.
Exactly.
It's like a nuts train. You're just watching this mob of people just run around and just mow everything down. Yeah. And it's a great time if you need to do stuff on the Halloween map. Just follow behind the Zerg because they wipe everything out.
Or be in the middle of it.
Or be in the middle of it. Yeah, and then you can pick up your pumpkins, grab your candy corn nodes. Like it's fun chaos.
It really is. You get these trick or treat bags that can have some very small chance of very good loot in them, or candy corn, which is the currency of the event. And in one night of zerging, I had 650 exactly trick or treat bags. I had to sit there and open them all afterward, you guys. And I still haven't even touched on all the things I need to. It's like this scrap is actually a piece of armor. Identify it. I'm just sitting here going, I don't know if I want to.
So is now the time I tell you that if you would have right-clicked it on the treasure bags, you can tell it to open all of them at once?
Yeah.
That one.
Okay, so that's a great new player hint.
Yeah.
I actually had a lot of fun just opening them individually and eyeing everything because, all icons glow when stuff adds to a bag. So it was like this weird light show going on. And I got this really cool item. You get potions that'll temporarily transform you to costumes in the game. But I got one that's even after the event ends. This magical item will still transform you into the costumes and stuff.
Neat,
and so, yeah.
Yep. And the super rare one that everyone's looking for is called an infusion because it's basically like WoW has gems. You can add gems to gear. Right. Well, an infusion you can add to a piece of gear, and it does something extra. Like it'll increase your experience or your karma gain or whatever. Plus, it does something weird to your character. And everyone loves having some kind of weird effect on their character at all times. So those are the ones that people pay thousands of gold for if you ever come across one of those. Yeah. So I want to say the main one for the Halloween event is like 17,000 or something on the
and this is a game that is still like in the low hundreds and stuff on the auction house. Like the prices for everything are eminently reasonable. I had a gold and everybody was like, wow, you're a newbie with a gold. That's amazing. Wow. That's so cool. And I'm like, I just sell a lot of stuff, guys. It's nothing really. And now I have 17 and I feel like I can buy the world now.
Yeah. So that's the thing is it's been a blast, and that's just one of the events. That's just the Mad King's Labyrinth, and then there's
not even all the events in the Mad King's Labyrinth. There's
I know.
Races for mounts and jump up a tower. This game is crazy with jumping puzzles, and guys, I am not a jumping puzzle fan.
I know. I was gonna say.
Yeah, all over the place.
Everyone knows this about me. I'm not shy about this, and yet there's Guild Wars going, okay, now this dungeon is a dungeon jumping puzzle. Have fun. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, and this is a game that is actually a major component of what they do. Like, so one of the things I'm doing for the overarching of is I'm working on the Sky Scale mount. which is what WoW borrowed their Dragonflight stuff from, and it's a long process. And I am now,
Homage.
I just finished the section where they have you go through all the hardest jumping puzzles in the game. So.
Jeez.
Like the stuff you've seen so far is child's play compared to the stuff that they have waiting for you.
It's so sad. The first jumping puzzle I came across, I just couldn't figure out where to go. Like 5 people started doing the jumping puzzle just to show me where to go, and I still got lost.
They're very friendly that way.
Yeah, it was really well camouflaged. They didn't say a word. They would just kept jumping in place, and then I'd make it there, and then they'd
go to the next place.
And then at one point, everybody vanished, and I was like,
You're playing like the Guild Wars 2 version of Simon Says.
Yeah,
I really am, which is
it's
also an event in the Mad King.
Yes,
Funny.
Mad King Says, and
Awesome.
he's the voice actor has put all of his effort into the stuff he does in the game.
They said go
Especially-
hard, and he said, "Oh, honey, you have no idea how hard I can."
Yeah, he would make the Headless Horseman in WoW blush with just how
Oh
much
my.
acting he does. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really.
And that's the other funny thing too, is we were discovering as we're going through and looking at all the stuff that like practically everyone in WoW is voice acting in Guild Wars 2.
No, everybody who's ever been in anything is Bender's in there, Joe DiMaggio's in there, like
Tara Strong's in there.
Most of the cast of Critical Role I have found in there. Just if you know
everyone
a voice
from
actor,
Overwatch.
if you know a voice actor and look up the Guild Wars 2 IMDb, it's just a list of voice actors.
Yeah, the
It's
voice
voice
actors,
actor directory.
They've just
funny.
found everyone in the industry and said, okay, you're doing a voice for us, and it's really
they just
well done.
went to a convention of voice actors and went, "You're hired."
Yes.
I
Yes.
think some of the
different.
Critical Role actors are in there, and
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm playing a tree person, and one of my first quests, I'm like, "That's Liam O'Brien."
yep.
Funny, yeah.
He's doing the Liam O'Brien serious voice. Of
Yep.
course,
Yes.
it's Liam O'Brien.
Yep, and Shepard is also one of the characters, one of the PCs. That's the plant female, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is Shepard. So you get to be the commander again, which is kind of funny because you get to be commander. So
Yeah.
it's in like I could not understand. So there's a character in the have you met Scarlet yet?
Yes.
Yeah, so Scarlet is done by Tara Strong, and for the longest time I was like, why do I love this villain that's horrible but she's still likable? And it's because it's Tara Strong. She's basically channeling. She's channeling Harley because it's basically it's as if they had put Harley and Poison Ivy together as one person. That's Scarlet.
Right.
And it's just
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun. We are just having a blast, and it's been an adventure, but in a way that you're like, wow, okay, I really like this game.
Why have I slept on it for 10 years? Because it's at its 10-year anniversary. I'm like, how did I dodge this game? Like, and like another thing I wanted to mention. So your character has a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Your character talks and is fully voice acted by some of the best, voice actors in the game. Like I said, the commander, I think does he do the Norn?
I'm not sure. I haven't done Norn stuff yet, so.
But yeah, they have all the really big voice actors do the PC voices, and they make sure that they're people they can bring back, because whenever anything new comes out, they bring that person back because your character is fully voice acted. So
yeah,
anything new, like your character has to talk. Like you're not nodding your head effusively at everything,
right.
and punching your fists and whatnot. Like no, this character talks. So
yeah, and it's really fun because you get to decide in a lot of quests how they react.
Yes.
Like there's basically 3 ways to do it. Raw, I'm angry and I will punch all my problems until they're not problems anymore.
Yes.
B, with dignity. Like it describes it. You could be up to your ears in mud and yet everyone will think you're a queen somehow.
Yes.
And then there's fun.
Yeah.
Very compassionate, but also joyful. So of course that's my first character, very compassionate. My second one, the she's more dignified, and then the third one I rolled but haven't touched yet, she's going to be we will punch our problems until they decide they quit.
Yes.
It's really fun to see how people react to different things. Now you can pick the other options if that's not how you built your character. You can always decide, no, I want to punch this problem, he's a jerk, and the game will react.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's so fun, and you really feel like those personal touches. But one thing that this game does that every other MMO needs to stop, look, and copy is a lot of your unlocks are account wide.
Yes. Big time. Like if it makes sense for it to be account wide, it is account wide. All of the dies for your stuff, all of the armor unlocks are account wide. Like the mounts, so they don't. You level to 80 on a character, and then after that point on, it's a mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how SWTOR has the
Legacy.
What do you call it? Yeah, there you go, Legacy, and ESO has their
Champion
version of
points.
the mastery.
Yep.
Champion points. That's what the masteries essentially are, and just like ESO does, masteries are account wide. Period. Like you can get another character to 80, and then they can start and they can continue whatever you've been doing with the other ones. So like, as I've gotten mounts on one character, I can use another character to level up the mounts' abilities. Like,
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's really fun is I've been picking up mastery points without understanding what they are. And then I have a level 80. And then doing the Mad King Zerg, I got almost 3 levels in a mastery.
Right.
And I was like, geez. But then I could immediately put in my points that my previous character earned into this new character
Right.
To share the mastery. So it was just on the map. I wanted to do it. It was on the map.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so much fun. And
It's the right mix because of your character also has hero points, which are different
Oh,
from mastery
okay.
points. So the hero points are per character because those are to get your class's abilities going. And the mastery are for the mastery stuff. That's like if you start a new character, everything isn't done for it. Like it still has stuff it can do.
You don't have all the waypoints, which is something I actually was worried about, and that's why I rolled my second character, was to see, oh no, if I do all this in the area that the human settlements, does that mean my next character, who is a human, will have to branch out even further? I was really afraid that I'd have to go far afield. But no. It's a mixed blessing, but you got to pick up all that stuff on your new character.
Right.
Even if you use the boost on it, you've like got no waypoints in the world. Good luck with that.
And now, if you are of the whale persuasion, you can throw money at this game.
Yeah.
You will not become stronger than everyone else. So they've done a
That's
decent
good.
level of doing that. But it will help you with the time-consuming stuff. So if you really wanted to, you could buy all of the waypoints. For example.
Right. Okay.
You can buy all of the cosmetic gear. You can buy. There's an interesting thing about this game as opposed to WoW, where you're collecting different mounts. You get 500 different mounts. Guild Wars 2 is more how Dragonflight's going to be, where you have 6 mounts, but they have dozens and dozens of skins for those mounts.
Right.
Or dye. You can just dye them with your
Or
clothing.
you can just dye them. Yeah. So you can have. Yeah, so all my characters have their own dyed and whatnot versions of the mount so that it looks unique to them. And it saves it per character, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's part of it is either you're earning it, or if you really want to, you can throw money at it. But you don't have to. Like there's really no need to. You can earn everything in this game.
Right. So it's so that is more the money over time, but it doesn't give you the advantage. It just saves you the time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Definitely.
In fact, the best stuff has to be earned.
Yeah, as it should
That's
be.
great.
All right.
Yeah. Like I'm level 80. I don't have a flying mount.
Right.
And I don't have anything basically, and it's not like I can just run up and go train it. I mean, I'm sure I could throw money at it, but let's be honest, I don't have money to be throwing at every problem. So instead I have to do quests and unlock these things, and it's going to be a huge adventure, and I'm excited. I'm already started. So adventure is out there, guys.
Awesome.
All right. So the voice actor for Mad King Thorn is Fred Tatasciore. He also did Saren's voice in Mass Effect Legendary Edition. He did Master Nostral in SWTOR The Old Republic. He did Ettrig in World of Warcraft.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in a lot of things. So I could see where you would recognize that voice.
Yep. And that's just one of probably 100 or so voice actors in this game. That are all the same way.
That's the other thing I like, especially with Guild Wars 2 and with ESO. Everything's voice acted.
Right.
Which engages you so much more into the story. Because it's one thing, it's like, click, 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 next. Okay, well, why am I gathering these 10 sheepskin? What? Whereas, the voice acting pulls you into the story, and yes, you can skip it at certain points, but it's like, why?
Why would you want to most of the time?
Yeah, because your new character is going to have a different take on whatever just about to happen, and you're probably going to follow a different path. And yes, it's going to end at the same spot, but you're going to have a different journey getting there, and it's always fascinating.
And each racial starting area is entirely different, and the storyline is essentially different because they all have unique perspectives on the world, which is how it should be.
Yep.
3 humans are going to have different paths. Like even though they're the same, start in the same place, their starter area is going to be different because of whatever path you chose.
Right.
And then
one of them did not join the circus.
Yes. I wonder if the other 2 did. Huh. Makes you wonder.
One wonders. Maybe.
You have to play along and
They
find
did
out.
something with all the death in their lives. Dang it!
I think about that.
You could still join the circus though and be Robin, and you still have dead parents. You still could be an orphan.
But
Hello?
I imagine like it's like a D&D character you're creating, and you know how you're supposed to have negative stuff about your character. Your character can't be perfect. It can't have all of these bonuses. It has to have negatives. So it's like, okay, I didn't get to go to the circus. That's my negative. Yay! That's what it. That's how it's like.
But
No,
that's how life
honest.
is, though. That's how life, though, is. For somebody who has a privileged life, not doing something like going to the circus would be a huge negative.
Yes.
Or Gen Con.
Or Gen Con. I was 16. I'm still mad about it. Anyway.
See, it's a legitimate backstory. It's a legitimate.
It is a legitimate backstory.
All right.
I was already a nerd. It wasn't like it was my geek origin story. Anyways.
Well, obviously, we could talk about this for quite a bit longer.
I know.
Yes,
probably should.
And we've only been in it for like a month or so.
Yes, I've only been playing this game for about 2 months now. So
And
I'm
he's
still
like
technically a
leagues
newbie.
ahead of me.
Yeah.
Leagues ahead with the scale stuff. I'm like on original mount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we were going to talk about that bit of marketing. So if you just get the base game, you don't get any of the expansions. They do, however, give you a temporary.
You don't get a
raptor.
mount. Yeah, you don't get
a temporary
mounts.
mount. Yeah.
Rude.
So she gets to use her raptor, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is great." Bounce, bounce, bounce. Then it goes away. She's like, "Huh."
It's so smart because it's like, no, sorry, we didn't introduce mounts until later. So you're in X experience. You are getting what everybody got. If you'd like to jump ahead, you have to have the expansion where we introduced mounts.
Yeah, because the entire base game, they had no mounts, they had no gliders.
No.
Which I don't know. Have you even played with gliders yet?
I haven't. Yeah. I was running with some people, and they just jumped off a cliff, and I went.
Yeah. They totally kennied the cliff.
Yep.
Yeah. So I teleported down, which put me in a different place, and I had to run over. And they were like, "Oh my God, you don't have a glider! I forgot that's something you gotta earn."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's the first expansion. The first expansion, they introduce gliders, and it's this huge deal. And the thing is when you can't use it, you're like, "Oh, weird. What is this? I'm falling and hurting myself. I don't understand." Like. It's a totally different game. You gliders totally change it up, and then mounts.
Right.
And that's the next
Right,
expansion.
I'm gonna let you know, not having a glider hasn't stopped me at all.
No. Just right off the cliff.
Yeah.
1 through 80 is designed before they had it, so you can do everything. All the jump puzzles.
No. There's still cliffs you can die off of.
Oh yeah,
I found them.
Oh sure, and you just die. That's just how it was.
Yeah.
You totally
you just die.
you can need those cliffs. You jump off and die. That's just how things work. But eventually that you learn how I can strap a thing to my back and not die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, still plenty to talk about, but we probably should end it there.
All right. Well, while the chat room starts giving us titles. Oh, just a reminder, Mandatory Fun Night for Guild Wars 2 is Monday at 9:30 Eastern, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Yes. All right. So that is our show for tonight. While the chat room starts suggesting titles, Aludra, thank you for joining us. You were awesome, and I've missed your face so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I've missed you guys too.
Absolutely. Well, if you're ever bored on a Sunday night, you know where to find us, babe. Come on in.
Yeah. Right?
Come on in, please. We can foreman this stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Now, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on Twitter. I'm at Aludra's Pets. It's all one word, no underscores. Aludra's Pets. If you want to listen to Boxfort, it's at boxfortshow.com. But yeah, mostly I'm on Twitter. So tweet at me. I'm cool with that.
Awesome. Or I'll just text you because I don't tweet much.
Yeah. Definitely.
Awesome. Excellent.
All right. Well, if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast.aieguild.org@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Mew is at the Mew Cow. Makala is at Cyberwave. Aludra is at Aludra's Pets. And I am at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, aieguild.org, podcast-live-stream, and our Discord server for chat, aie-guild.info/Discord. For the past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel. Just look for the AIE Podcast, all one word. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
And we were spoiled by having a member segment last time. We don't have one this time. But if we had one, this is where we'd put it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Next time, it's not confirmed yet, but we might be talking about WoW. We're working on that.
Oh, Lucy's confirmed. We're just trying to get Gusty now.
Awesome. We're definitely having Lucy to talk about Gust. We're going to have Lucy on to talk about Gusty.
Nice.
If Gusty doesn't come on to talk about WoW. Awesome.
Yes,
all right.
yes,
So
yes.
we're going to have Lucy and hopefully Gusty on to talk about WoW next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So until then, AIE.
This is Aludra.
This is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Mewcow.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay!
Yay!
Nice.
So we got some titles.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is
Let me go
someone
turn
named
off the light. It
Makala.
got dark fast over here.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we've got this is a cliff I am prepared to die on from someone named Makala.
I didn't join the circus.
Yeah.
She brings the
I didn't
join
problems.
She brings the problems.
Oh,
Oh, I
yes.
do.
Oh, Aludra, she brings the problems.
Yes,
Oh, I like
yes.
that.
Yeah. Yes.
I really
all
do.
the voice actors, your character talks. So, as the guest, Aludra,
What would you
it's
like?
all on you. What do you like?
I didn't join the circus. That's not true. We are a circus.
Yep.
This is our circus, and these are our monkeys.
Yeah.
God dang it. God damn it. Now, now I stop cussing. Really? That?
That's what caught you? Oh, geez, they're all so great. I'm having fun here. Let's see. All the voice acters.
And you can smush them
All of
together
them.
too. You can smush things together too if you like.
All the voice actors, she brings the problems. No. All the voice actors, your character talks. There you go.
Yes, there we go.
All right.
I like it.
Yes,
I like
those
that.
do go together.
All right.
Awesome.
Chat room, it's always been fun.
Thank you.
As
Bye,
always,
Jerome.
talk to you
Thank you,
later.
thank you, thank you.